This segment is sponsored by WellMed. When an unexpected health issue arises, many of us immediately think of heading to the emergency room. But is that always the best option? Joining us to discuss from WellMed is internal medicine specialist Dr. Jacqueline Carruthers. Welcome to the show, doctor.
Thank you, Yolanda. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, let's start off. You know, many people head straight to the ER or urgent care when they're feeling sick or injured, but is there a faster or better way to get the care that they need?
The faster way is just to pick up the phone and call your doctor. Now, there are times when there are life-threatening issues that need to be addressed. In those situations, you need to go to the emergency room. And let me give you kind of an example of what those would be. Any kind of vigorous bleeding, not necessarily spotting, but if you are vigorously bleeding from anywhere, that's a medical emergency. If you're short of breath, that's a medical emergency. If you're having chest pain, that's a medical emergency. If you're passing out, that's a medical emergency. Otherwise, call your doctor. Your doctor a lot of times can get you in the office the same day. We can do telehealth now. Lots of opportunity to see your doctor. WellMed has clinics on the weekend, so we see patients on Saturday. We see patients after hours, and WellMed is statewide. So lots of opportunity to get in to see the doctor regarding acute issues.
That's good. This is very, very good to know. All right, what should people do to plan ahead for medical emergencies?
You know, I'm majority of the time I take care of seniors, and I tell my seniors the best way to keep up with your stuff is to actually keep a notebook and keep a record of what's going on with you. So in that record, you should have your medical diagnoses, you should have your past surgical history, you should have the list of your medications, and a list of all of your doctors. You want all the specialists that you see, you want their phone numbers, addresses. You also want an advance directive also at hand. So lots of things that you need to kind of carry with you all the time, or at least have relatively close to get to in case there's an emergency.
Well, that's good to know as well. All right, I'm writing all of this down. You know, big shout out to caregivers. They are often responsible for making these decisions for their loved ones. How can caregivers make more informed decisions about whether to go to the ER or not?
Being part of the team. You know, there's a very sacred relationship between the doctor and the patient. They taught us many, many years in school to always keep that relationship sacred. But the caregiver needs to be part of that also. And that caregiver might be a daughter, a son, just anybody that you really trust. And that person knows you and knows your doctor, knows how to pick up the phone to call the doctor to report anything that's going on, knows their medications, can help the patient with their medications also. So that caregiver is real important.
That is so important to say out loud. I thank you for that. All right, I know there's somebody watching right now and they want to find out more information. Where can they go?
Learn more on agehealthytoday.com.
All right, thank you again to Dr. Jacqueline Carruthers for all of that valuable information. And guess what? We're going to have it linked up on our website at CW33.com. And thank you to WellMed for sponsoring this segment.